I rejected my coworker. Now he's trying to ruin my life and career and no one is stopping him. I, 29F, work in marketing at a mid-sized tech firm. I've been here for almost 3 years. I've worked hard, kept my head down, and earned my position as a team lead. I'm not the type to engage in office gossip or drama. I show up, do my job, meet deadlines, and go home. I also have one ironclad boundary: I don't date coworkers. You wouldn't believe the drama I've seen unfold from that decision. I'm talking break room fist fights because of love triangles, vandalized vehicles. I've even seen entire film crew stroll in with a very pissed off wife to confront her cheating husband screaming something about needing evidence for their divorce. I swear it was like an episode of Cheaters. Needless to say, I've been scarred. Enter Kevin, 34 male, a project manager who joined our team last summer. At first, he was charming. Too charming. The kind of guy who complimented your outfit under the guise of being nice, who always offered to walk you to your car, just to be safe. I kept my distance. Then things escalated. And now I feel like I'm fighting for my career and my sanity. In October, I was selected to represent our team at a major marketing conference in Denver. It was a 3-day event with presentations, networking, and a keynote panel I was helping host. It felt like a big step forward in my career. 4 of us went. Guess who was one of them? Kevin. From the moment we boarded the plane, he was hovering. At the airport gate, he plopped into the seat next to mine and said, "Guess you're stuck with me all weekend." I fake laughed and put in my earbuds. At the hotel, he offered to help carry my bags to my room. I declined. I really didn't want him to know where my room was. He acted wounded. I didn't care. That night, after dinner with our group, I went outside to take a call from my sister. While I was mid-conversation, the balcony door opened behind me. Kevin stepped out, holding 2 mini bottles of whiskey. "Conference tradition," he said, holding one out to me. "A toast to surviving day 1. I shook my head. "No thanks. Early morning tomorrow." He stepped closer. "You're intense, you know that? Always so put together." I bet letting loose would do you good. This was getting out of hand. It was now time to be direct. I gave him a firm look. "Kevin, I think you're misreading the situation. I'm not interested in your compliments, your help getting my bag, your company, or your drink. I'd appreciate it if we kept this professional." His smile fell. "Oh, wow, okay. No need to get defensive." He walked away. I ended my call and went back inside, adrenaline buzzing through my veins. Afterwards I thought hopefully we can get through the rest of this conference in peace, and we did. Kevin hardly spoke to me and I didn't mind one bit. I pushed down any guilt I was feeling about being too harsh. A person shouldn't feel guilty for speaking their mind, especially if they feel uncomfortable or unsafe. Back at work, Kevin changed. He stopped saying hi to me. Started forwarding emails to our manager if I made a minor mistakes, like missing a line item in a report or not responding to a client within 2 hours. During meetings, he'd interrupt me constantly. Suddenly it was, "I think what she means is," or, "I actually suggested that last week." It got worse. He started referencing me in passive-aggressive emails to our boss. Once, I logged into work 10 minutes late. I was dealing with a sick pet, and he screenshotted it to our supervisor with the subject line, "This is an accountability concern." Then came a late-night work incident. I was in the office alone around 7:45 p.m., finalizing a deck for a client. I didn't hear Kevin come in. "Working late, huh?" he said from behind me. I jumped. "Geez, Kevin, I didn't hear you. I figured I'd stick around, help you out." He walked behind me, too close. I shut my laptop and stood. "I've got it. Thanks. You always so cold to people who like you." "Kevin, enough. I don't want this to be a thing. Please respect my space." I responded. He stared at me for a long second. "You're not that special, you know. You think saying no makes you powerful, but it just makes you a bitch." He glared at me, daring me to speak. Something in his eyes told me to get out of there, so I gathered my things quickly and I left shaking. Fast forward to December. Our company throws a notoriously wild holiday party. Open bar. Flashy venue. No rules. I didn't want to go, but my manager hinted that team players show up. Kevin showed up in a crushed velvet blazer, already a few drinks deep. I stayed near the food table, sipping soda and dodging small talk. Then he cornered me near the photo booth. "You really wore that," he smirked, eyes trailing down my dress. "You trying to prove a point or change your mind?" "Excuse me?" I said, backing up. "Come on, I've been nothing but nice to you. You've been inappropriate and disrespectful." "Back off," I snapped firmly, trying not to cause a scene. He leaned in, voice low. "You're playing the victim card, huh? When this all backfires on you, you're going to regret it." I pushed past him. It was time to go. A couple of my coworkers asked if I was okay. I can't imagine what they saw on my face. I mumbled some affirmatives and I left the party early. My hands were balled into fists the entire Uber ride home. I didn't know what his words meant at the time, but I was going to find out soon enough. He didn't wait 1 week before he pulled another stunt. You see, our team does a secret Santa every year. I didn't want to participate, too much pressure to get the perfect gift, but my manager strongly encouraged it for morale. I drew Mrs. Ogmanek, a sweet elderly woman in the mailroom, who just wanted some new bedroom slippers. Guess who drew my name? When he handed me my gift, I was a little taken aback that he picked me, but I accepted the gift with a formal thank you. I looked over the gift in my hands. It didn't look like the Starbucks gift card I requested. I opened the little red box in front of everyone. Inside was a silver necklace with a heart pendant and a note that said, "Maybe this will melt your icy little heart." The whole room went awkwardly quiet. Someone fake laughed. I just stood there, stunned. HR was in the room. They didn't say a word. How was I the only one concerned about his behavior? He just insulted me. And a heart necklace was suggestive and creepy. I shoved the gift back in the box. This was it. I was done with this game. First thing Monday morning I was going to go to HR to file a formal complaint. I brought with me all the evidence I had to prove my point. Messages, email chains, and of course my own testimony. HR scheduled a mediation meeting. Kevin showed up with these puppy dog eyes saying this was all a misunderstanding. He said his whole life, his assertiveness and directness and have been unfairly misconstrued as him being crass and flirtatious, and that just wasn't the case. He said that he has been trying to smooth things over with me, but I seemed to have a weird vendetta against him. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It wasn't misconstrued, it was outright flirting, and I've told him clearly, multiple times, that I was not interested and to keep things professional. I said this isn't a communication issue. It's harassment. HR's response? Well, we don't want to make assumptions. It sounds like both parties had different expectations. We recommend focusing on professionalism and avoiding personal interaction moving forward. That was it. Since then, he's turned others against me. He told a new hire I was unstable and sensitive to criticism. He's been cozying up to my manager, offering to take on more of my projects to help balance the team. 2 of my biggest accounts were reassigned last week. My manager told me, it's nothing personal. Kevin just seems to be better at connecting with clients. Now people avoid sitting near me in the break room. I've caught whispers. Eye rolls. I feel like I'm in high school again. I'm continuing to document everything while simultaneously applying to other jobs. But it's exhausting, and quite frankly it's humiliating. All of this because I said no. Update. Hi again, Reddit. A few weeks ago, I posted about my coworker Kevin, how I turned him down at a work conference, and he spent the next 6 months retaliating, harassing, gaslighting, and trying to destroy my career. HR failed me. My manager sided with him. I was losing projects, sleep, and faith in humanity. Well, let me tell you what's happened since. After that whole Secret Santa disaster, I quietly started job hunting. I wasn't going to sit around and let a petty creep sabotage everything I'd worked for. I updated my portfolio, reached out to a few former mentors, and started taking interviews on my lunch breaks. I didn't tell anyone at work, especially not Kevin. I stayed quiet, cordial, and professional. And then I got the call. A dream offer. Bigger company. Fully remote. $22,000 more a year. A creative team that actually valued strategic thinking and a manager who, in the interview, literally said, "We don't tolerate ego or office politics. Just results." I nearly cried. I submitted my 2-week notice the next morning. When my manager asked why I was leaving, I smiled and said, "I need a place where leadership listens when women speak." I wish you could have seen the color drained from his face. Kevin heard about my resignation through the grapevine and made a pathetic attempt to guilt me. "So you're just giving up?" he said outside the break room. Real professional. I looked him dead in the eyes and said, "I'm not giving up. I'm getting out before the place goes up in flames." I must be a psychic Reddit because it did go up in flames. 2 weeks after I left, I got a text from a former coworker. "Have you heard the news? Kevin's on administrative leave." Turns out, another woman on a different team filed a formal complaint. Then another. And another. Once I was gone, the floodgates opened. Apparently, Kevin had been using the exact same tactics on multiple women, flirty texts, cornering them late at work, making creepy comments at happy hour. The difference? Some of them had documentation. Receipts. Screenshots. Voicemails. Even a photo of a vulgar note he left on someone's desk. And this time, HR couldn't pretend it was a miscommunication. Within a month of my departure, 3 women lawyered up. I'm not involved. I've moved on, but I'm watching the wreckage from a safe distance with popcorn in hand. I heard the company is facing multiple sexual harassment lawsuits, and they've hired an outside firm to conduct an internal investigation. Kevin was officially fired last week. For inappropriate conduct and breach of company ethics. His LinkedIn still says project manager, present. Apparently, he tried to claim the allegations were vindictive and that he was the victim of a female smear campaign. Nobody bought it. He's also being sued personally for workplace harassment and defamation by one of the women he targeted. And the best part? I learned from a friend still there that Kevin's work performance had always been mediocre at best. But he was loud and confident, so people assumed he was competent. Once I left and he took on my accounts? Client satisfaction plummeted. One contract worth $300,000 dropped the company entirely. Turns out, I was the one keeping things together all along. As for me? I'm thriving. My new team is incredible. My ideas are respected. My voice is heard. My boundaries are not only honored, they're protected. I just got a bonus for landing a major account. I log off at 5 p.m. every day and I sleep like a baby. Sometimes, I think about Kevin. Still lurking on LinkedIn, probably rewriting his resume and wondering how everything fell apart. Here's how it fell apart, I said no. And instead of handling that like an adult, he tried to destroy me. But he forgot one thing. I kept focus. I kept my head up. And I got out. Now he's unemployed, disgraced, and under investigation. And I'm just getting started.